So let's jump into it. First of all, what is mold, and where in the heck does it grow in a home?
Well, mold is actually airborne, so it's everywhere, especially in Georgia. With the high humidity, it's everywhere in Georgia. So if you have a crawl space, you have a basement, something like that, you're going to most likely end up coming across some kind of mold.
Okay. And so is there mold outside and there's mold inside?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Typically, what you want to do is make sure the mold count is actually lower on the inside than it is on the outside.
Are there any requirements for mold to, and I assume it's mold to grow because it's alive. It's like a fungus, right?
Or food source. Right. It's got to have a food source. So it's got to have, humidity. It's got to have water, something as a source to be able to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Then if it's above, like say 50 to 55% humidity, that's what causes mold. So usually in your home, you want to keep it below 50%.
Got it. So for those who have a dehumidifier in the basement, then they would want to set it where it keeps it below 50%. So set it at 40% or 45%. Interesting. I did not know that. So you said that mold requires a food source. Now,
Correct.
Do you mean McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese? Or, what is a food source for mold?
Yeah, basically what's going to happen is, like say if it's had a water leak or something,
Yes.
It's going to be on drywall.
Got it.
You're typically going to have like the black mold.
Yep.
And that's the Staphylococcus mold, which they call the toxic mold.
So where does mold typically grow in a home? Does it grow in the attic more? Does it grow in finished spaces more? Does it grow in basements? Where is the most common place to find mold in homes?
We mostly actually end up seeing it in basements, unfinished basements mainly, without a dehumidifier, crawl spaces that's actually gotten some water intrusion, and a lot of times actually in bathrooms because people don't vent the bathrooms, where they're supposed to vent them to the outside. So they end up getting mold from the moisture.
So what are the normal symptoms, if you will? So in other words, what would I look for as a homeowner to be concerned? Because I think mold spores in the air, certain kinds of them can be very, very harmful to people.
Yeah, there's actually over 100,000 different types of mold.
Wow.
Substance, yeah, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Typically what you're going to look for is like a musty smell. That's a tell sign. Looking for either white or green fuzzy stuff, mainly on your personal items. A lot of times on your shoes and stuff, it'll start. On your furniture, it'll start. That's a tell sign, and that's due to usually high humidity.
So when you find mold, I know the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, has written guidelines, has written specifications, I'm not even sure what you'd call it, on how you clean up mold. But if you find mold, how in the world do you clean it up?
Well, typically, if it's under a 10-foot area, you can probably clean it up yourself. As long as you take the proper, precautions, go ahead and wear a mask, wear gloves. You don't really have to wear a suit, but at least mask and gloves. If it's over 10 foot, you'll basically want to call it professionally. Don't use bleach. I mean, even on the EPA's website, it says do not use bleach because bleach is obviously going to make it come back.
How will bleach make it come back?
What it does is the bleach actually kind of smears it, and it actually doesn't kill it.
Oh.
So you need a disinfectant to actually really kill it.
So that's interesting. What a great tip. You would think that bleach would kill almost anything. Every once in a while when I'm smelling bleach, I feel like it's going to kill me.